entire operation.
She was tearing the corners off of all the bills, and when she tore the corner off one of my bills, she noticed it was white inside. I did not put enough alcohol in the ink to bleed it through the paper, so it was white inside. She called security without alerting me.
Dennis is immediately backroomed, but he's prepared to face off with the feds.
We came up with this story that I found a briefcase on a dock in Miami, and when I got home, I opened up the briefcase, I had to pry it open, and I found currency.
But the authorities don't buy it. While Dennis is locked up in jail, Secret Service agents search his hotel room. They find the smoking gun, a logbook that describes every incriminating detail of the operation.
Then I knew we were pretty much finished. That logbook, that was the damning factor.
Counterfeiter Wayne Victor Dennis thought he could create his own mega money factory, but he was tripped up by the saturation of the ink and the quality of U.S. Treasury paper. The real paper comes from Crane & Company of Dalton, Massachusetts. They've been making special paper for U.S. currency since 1879. Their product is unlike any other paper in the world.
A U.S. currency has that feel of strength that you can snap and feel.
The recipe for making paper nearly impossible to counterfeit is top secret. But here's a hint. Most paper is made from wood. Crane & Company's currency stock is made from cotton and linen. The 8-step process begins with 6,000 pounds of cotton. It's loaded into a giant boiler and pressure cooked for 2 hours. Next, this mess is dumped into a massive tub the size of a swimming pool, where it's cleaned and bleached. The raw materials are pressed, then dropped into giant blenders called pulpers. This unique process is what gives real paper money that crisp feel that's nearly impossible to duplicate. The paper makers also add some amazing high-tech secrets we're about to expose. It's all in the inside layer, the same layer that tripped up counterfeiter Wayne Victor Dennis.
Paper has a front and a back, and most people don't think a lot about the middle. But it's in the middle of the paper that a lot of the technology that contributes to making paper a counterfeit deterrent resides.
It's a technique first introduced in 1996, when upper denomination bills got their major makeover. While the pulp is still wet, highly trained specialists tint the pulp, add color fibers, and presidential watermarks. Much of the exact process is top secret, but here's a tip.
The fibers are drawn to conform to a wire mesh pattern in the forming process. That image is simply a result of more and less of the very same fiber that constitutes the bulk of the banknote.
Next, it's time to add the Treasury Department's ultimate secret weapon, one that no counterfeiter has yet been able to replicate. They're called security threads. Each of these threads has microscopic numbers on them, 42 thousandths of an inch tall, denoting the bill's value. Using transmitted light, the text is clearly visible, but copiers and counterfeiting machinery that use reflective light see nothing. Can printing presses like the one Wayne Dennis used match this microscopic detail? You'd have better luck replicating a Rembrandt with a paint roller. The high-tech paper's now ready for drying. Using furnace-like heat, the paper presses move with precision to squeeze out any moisture and create rolls that are 8 feet wide and weigh more than 4 tons. Since the watermarks and security threads are embedded inside the paper, each giant roll is made for just one denomination. This giant tube looks more like bulky insulation than a big bankroll. But think again. You're looking at $3.5 billion worth of $100 bills in the making.
It would be very difficult to counterfeit this. He did a great job.